Yeah, we're good. We're ready to go. And a pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Jeff Davis, Sports Information Director at Kelvin University. Sitting here courtside for a couple of huge conference basketball games. First, the Kelvin Trine Women's Nationally Ranked Showdown, and then the Kelvin Trine Men's Basketball Nationally Ranked Showdown right afterward. On the men's side, it's for outright first place, or if you're on the Trine side, a share of first place and the tiebreaker edge for the top seed. On the women's side, Trine currently at 11-2, tied for the league lead with Hope. Hope actually has a tiebreaker edge on on Trine for the top seed. Kelvin is a game back, sitting at 10-3, and they are trying to move into a tie for second place. Potentially even back into a three-way tie for first if Hope were to drop one of their last couple of games. But they've got to try to get a big win here today against a Trine team they haven't beat in a while. They played Trine earlier this year, back on December 2, came right on the heels of a loss to Hope. We're in that same situation here where Kelvin fell by 12 to Hope on Wednesday night, and here they get the Trine Thunder about 3.5 days later. This time it's at Benoit Arena. Back in December, they lost 60-45. The Thunder really ran Kelvin off the floor, up and down, a lot of transition buckets, and then defensively really locked in on the night. So it was pretty much Gabby Timmer, Leah Harris, and no one else for the Knights getting anything going offensively. Where Trine had a really balanced scoring attack, and then off the bench ended up getting 19 points from their sophomore guard, and I just had her name right here in front of me, but she was terrific in that contest. And beg your pardon, I'm going to bring that roster up here for the Trine Thunder. That was Sydney Wagner, the sophomore out of Warsaw, Indiana, and she was outstanding and really a thorn in Kelvin's side as she was outstanding. Well, I'm joined today by Jake Leibold, my student assistant here, joins me in a lot of these broadcasts. Jake, great to have you along for this one. 2 big games.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, you love college basketball. Van Noord Arena is the place to be today. We got, usually, you get one good team in a gym, it's a good day. Today we got 4, so it's a good time to be here. Excited for it all, and for this first game especially, it'd be a great one.
Well, senior day for the Calvin women. They honored technically 4 seniors, but 3 on the court. We have super senior Gabby Timmer, who was honored on the court last year as a 4th-year senior, and she was mentioned and honored. But then they brought out Leah Harris, Sydney Cleary, and Sarah Neely, along with their family members, to be honored out at midcourt, and that was outstanding. Did that about 10-15 minutes ago. And then they've got alumni teams that are here today for both the women's and the men's team. On the women's side, they brought back members of the 2012 and 2015 MIAA Championship, MIAA Tournament, and national quarterfinalist teams. That 2015 team went 30-1. The 2012 team went 28-2. So those were outstanding teams. Teams are a lot of fun to follow, and we'll be honoring them at halftime of this game. And then in the men's game to follow at halftime, they've got the teams from 2013, 14, and 15. They combined to win 5 out of the 6 MIAA trophies between MIAA tournament and MIAA regular season trophies that are available during that 3-year run, and went to the NCAA tournament 3 straight years, with the 13 and 14 teams going to the Sweet 16 of the NCAA. So a lot of activity here in the Van Noord Arena inside the Spoolhoff Fieldhouse complex, and it should be a lot of fun. Jake, I know for me personally, it's a rivalry Saturday for both of my alma maters. My graduate school, Drake University, they are playing for the outright lead in the Missouri Valley Conference at 2 o'clock against Southern Illinois. So it all kind of came to a head at once for me. My 2 alma maters, first place on the line in all 3 basketball games, that I kind of have my heart in here. So I'll probably be peeking in on that score, Drake and Southern Illinois, about 2 o'clock today while we're calling this women's game. But it should be exciting.
Yeah, no doubt. This Trine team, this Calvin team, both teams just so explosive, getting up and down the court. This Trine team especially, just running the floor, knocking down threes. They get almost 10 steals a game, so it's going to be fast-paced. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, Jeff.
Yeah, the D3Hoops.com top 25 polls. The Calvin women are ranked 17th. The Trine women are ranked 18th. Trine is led by Andy Rang, who's in his 5th year, and he has done a tremendous job at the helm of the Thunder. Took them to the Final Four last year, the only team to beat Hope last year, and they did it at DeVos Fieldhouse. Ended up playing Hope for a 4th time last year. They played twice in the regular season, once in the MIAA tournament final, and then in the Final Four. Gave Hope a really good game in the national semi, but Hope ended up winning that, went on to win the national championship. So 2 Final Four teams from the same conference. That's pretty amazing. And when you can produce quality like that, when you're Andy Rang, you're doing something right. They did graduate some key pieces from last year, kind of remade themselves a little bit. They still have some key pieces. The Sloniker sisters, Alyssa Argyle is a key senior guard. And then, as I mentioned, Sydney Wagner, 5'6" sophomore. She is tremendous. And then a local product out of Grand Rapids, Sam Underhill. We'll see her a lot, 6'1" senior post. She's out of Grand Rapids Northview High School. She played very well in the opening meeting back on December 2 at the MTI Center on the campus of Trine University. Jake, I would think for Calvin, keys would be to try to get something going in the post, rebound, and make sure that you limit any of the transition buckets that Trine loves to create.
Yeah, easier said than done, right? Trine, you mentioned Sydney Wagner, and she's at almost 14 points a game, but she's far from the only player this Trine team has. They got 2 other players in double digits, Michaela Artis and Sam Underhill, you also mentioned. They're both over 11 points a game, and Artis especially, 3-point shooter. She's shooting almost 48% from 3-point line, so she can fill it up. And, the whole team, they get steals. Argyle, I think, is going to come be a key factor. Alyssa Argyle, kind of a guard, senior guard. She second in the team in assists per game behind Wagner, and steal and a half a game, too. So she's kind of that guard that kind of gets everything going for him, gets everything started. I think she's going to be key in this game, too.
Yeah, I'd agree. Trine plays some really strong ball pressure defense. It'll be something very similar to what Calvin saw against Hope on Wednesday night. And the key is to handle that ball pressure. Sydney Cleary will be called upon heavily, as will Sarah Neely. Neither of them did much in the way of the scoring column in the first meeting, so hopefully the Knights can get a little bit more out of both those two key seniors here playing on senior day. And then hopefully Gabby Timmer can continue to get some things going. And like I said, I think defensively, if you're Kelvin, you have to limit the transition baskets. You have to get back on the break. They are, Trine is just so good at getting up and down the floor. They're good at shooting the three and getting the ball inside in the half court, but they will kill you running the floor if you are not prepared for it. And hey, the Knights have seen it once, so no excuse not to have a game plan to prepare for it a second time around. And, you know, both of these teams are in the initial set of regional rankings that came out Wednesday. They're just listed alphabetically. So the first set, they just say, here are the 7 teams in the region that we considered regionally ranked. They don't do it numerically. That will happen in the next rankings next week on Wednesday. But if you're Kelvin or Trine, you're going up against a regionally ranked opponent, and that's a huge factor when it comes to the end of the year for NCAA tournament consideration. If you're trying to get an at-large bid, if you're trying to get a higher seed, they look at one of the primary criteria is wins and losses against regionally ranked opponents. So this is a huge one for both teams in that regard.
Yeah, no doubt. Definitely, getting to the end of the season, you want to be playing your best ball, playing against the best teams right now. Kelvin playing Hope last game, I don't think to come up with a win, but a chance to bounce back against Trine. Yeah, huge game.
No doubt about it. Fans continuing to matriculate in here, and I think the crowd will continue to pick up as we get into the second half, as more people get here for the men's game, which, like I said, will have the MIAA first place on the line. Kelvin men can clinch a share of the league championship and the top outright seed for the league tournament with a win. Trine can pull into a tie for first and gain the tiebreaker edge if they win. So huge implications in that men's game as well. So a lot on the line here at Bernard Arena, and we're looking forward to calling it here courtside here at Bernard Arena. 2 nationally ranked teams here in the women's side, and it should be a really good one here.
Yeah, two great teams and 2 experienced teams, right? They're not going to be intimidated by the moment, like Calvin starts like 4 seniors, Trine, also 4 seniors that play a lot. Let's see, Artis, Argyle, and Slonaker and Underhill, all seniors. There's a lot of senior leadership on both of these teams. They'll be ready to get it on and play some good basketball.
All right, well, we're really close to tip here, so we're just going to hang out here for a minute while we have the playing of our national anthem and our starting lineups, and then get things underway.
To honor America and those who protect our freedom at home and abroad, please sing along to the playing of our national anthem, which will be performed today by the Kelvin Pet Band under the direction of Tiffany Engel. First for Trine, starting at forward is a 5'10" senior from Monroe, Ohio, number 10, Katie Slander. At all guys, a single sophomore from Indiana, Virginia, 14, Valerie Jersey. For Trine at guard, a 5'9" senior from Freeman, number 0, Melissa Argyle. In the middle of the ball, she's a 6'3" senior from Canada. Number 24, Gabby Kuma. For the Thunder at guard, a senior 5'5" from Lake City, number 3, Michaela Harris. At guard tonight, a 5'18" number 12, Sydney Leary. For the Thunder side at guard, from Grand Rapids, 18.
All right, just about ready to go here. Keeping an eye on the Calvin track and field teams. They got some distance medley relay teams competing at Grand Valley right about now, and they're hoping to pop some big times. Last night we had 2 school records on the men's side. Brandon Nepper in the 5K and Thane Naderveld in the 3K. So congrats to them, and they bumped into the national rankings as well. So we'll see what transpires there. But we're ready to get things going here in basketball. See Val Dirksey out there. Had a chance to talk to her father, Steve Dirksey, who reminded me I used to play pickup basketball with him back in the 90s when he was on campus. And I remember him well. He was a tough postman. And his daughter has picked up some of those post skills here. Pass into the post to Sloniker as we get going. She'll do a little up and under, and it's blocked by Timmer, and Timmer with a board.
Gabby Timmer are going to be key in this game. I did notice Sam Underhill not starting for this Trine team. I'm not sure if she's...
Yeah, they're going a little smaller.
Not playing. She hasn't played in their last about 10 games or so she might be hurt. It'll be a big advantage for Calvin down low if she can't play.
Here's Harris off the baseline, missed it. And a rebound to the Thunder, and they will push. It's Artis with it. Neely gets back, and it's a little handoff dribble to Katie Tate. Tate, little up and under block by Dirksey, and a board to Dirksey. Harris, an open 3 from the left side. It's off. Maybe a few too many emotions flowing earlier in this game here. That one was deep and long. She was out there with a huge group of her family members for senior day, so I'm sure she's very pumped right now. Sometimes you just have to settle in. Pass up top to Argyle. And now to Tate. Tate is a transfer. Played D2 in state of Indiana. She's got an open 3. It's going to be short, and it's going to go out of bounds. Night basketball. Her mother, Colleen Lamoureux Tate, a highly decorated high school coach. Coached at Ferris State as well for a while, but she was a state champion at Grand Rapids Catholic Central locally here on the girls' side. Here's Timmer, a long 3, contested. It's deep, and it is knocked down. I thought maybe it hit the top of the board. It did not. Neely comes up with a loose ball, tie-up, and I think that'll stay Calvin because Trine had the opening tap.
And that's one thing right there that Trine's going to have to limit. It was a little size disadvantage. Calvin was Dirksey and Timmer both out there. Great offensive rebounders. Yep. And Neely getting involved, too. She's a hustle player. So Trine is going to have to box out, pursue the ball well, just be tenacious on that defensive glass.
Yeah, you can definitely see Calvin has the height advantage with this look right now, but you do have to put the ball in the basket. They're trying to get the shot clock to its right setting. They do. It's at 20. There's that ball pressure. Tate on Neely, passing to the post. Timmer, backdoor Harris, a layup, good. 2-0 Kelvin. Knights with the early lead. Into the front court comes Wagner to Tate. Now it's Artis. Well, the Slonikers. Backdoor feed, and it's up and in. A layup there from you-know-who, Sydney Wagner. Great cut and a great feed. We're tied at 2. And we're going to have a foul on the floor as Timmer was armbarred from behind by Sloniker. That is Katie Sloniker. Sophie Sloniker, her twin sister, is on the bench. I'm sure we'll see some of her as we go along. Pass to the wing. Goes to Neely. Cleary a 3 off the back iron. And a good box out by the Thunder. Tate with a board. Artis pushing that pace. Knights get back. Ball kicks around. High pick from Sloniker. It's Wagner who's picked up by Harris. Now a handoff to Tate. Almost a steal by Harris. Wagner in the corner. She is going to go hard to the basket. Pull up from 10. Good. Up and over Timmer with a jump stop. Created the separation. Put it in.
You can see there why Wagner is such a good scorer. Just driving to her right, going against the height, just stops on a dime, kind of just floats it up over Timmer. It's tough to do because Timmer's got a lot of length.
Hand check foul on Trine. I think it was on Tate. It was. Second team foul. So Knights trigger underneath. They just get it in. There is that ball pressure by Trine. Dirksey kicks it out. Neely, an open 3. It's going to be deep. And Trine with the box out. The Knights are getting open looks from deep. Trine packing it in. And it looks like Kelvin's going to have to hit some threes to loosen some things up in the half court. Ball moving around the perimeter. Going to the basket. Oh, might have been a travel there by Artis. No call. Comes back to the corner. Wide open 3. Wagner, no. Deep. Rebound to Neely. And here comes Cleary. 4-2 Trine early in this contest. Timmer posting up. Double team comes. And a foul underneath. Third foul on the Thunder. That one will go against Alyssa Argyle. Here's Abby Sanner, 6'2 freshman out of Warsaw, Indiana. To Harris. Cleary in the corner, nothing inside. Now a high-low pass, and that just wasn't high enough. Intercepted. And again, quickly the other way. In transition, Wagner kicks it right corner. Quick 3 from the right side, deep. Rebound though to Tate. In the paint. Comes out another 3 by the Thunder. It's going to be deep. Battle for the board. Timmer comes down with it. Battling hard with Sanner. Cleary into the front court. 4-2. Knights trying to tie it up. Harris, a floater. It's deep. A little too much juice, I think, right now by the Knights. Just need to settle in.
Yeah, you know, both teams really shooting a lot of threes. The team really getting them to go. But you see one go through the net, anything can change.
Shot off the window, good by Tate. But she caught it on the wing, went by Rand Rohrer, who just checked in. And it's 6-2 Trine. I think the scoreboard reflects it. I think it's 4-2, I guess.
Got 4-2 on the live stats, so
right.
We'll go with that. 6-2.
There we go. Here's Timmer, turnaround, no, missed it. Contested well by Sanner. And here comes Trine. Going all the way to the basket again. As I mentioned in the pregame, Wagner is going to take that and push it to the basket and try to create. She did. She drew a foul on the Knights. Dirksey back in for Timmer. Got Emma Whitty on. And then the other Sloniker sister, Sophie, is in for the Thunder. Let's see, who else checked in? It's like Sierra Hines. In for Trine. Entry pass. It's going to go to Hines. Cleary on her. Pretty good ball pressure by the Knights. Now into the paint. Turnaround, no good by Sanner, and a rebound to Whitty. Cleary. Knights with only one basket so far. Have had a lot of good looks. Ooh, and there's a travel on Whitty. Ball pressure got to her a little bit. Ball got hung up on her hip, and a turnover for the Knights.
Yeah, that's something Calvin's gonna have to be careful about. Is not giving up any turnovers like that. If you're gonna turn the ball over, make it go into the basket or something aggressive. Those kind of more unforced ones are gonna be tough to deal with.
Going to the basket, Wagner, and drew the foul on Rohr. So explosive. Sydney Wagner, she is making it happen right now. She is the straw that is stirring the drink for the Thunder. And she's at the line for a pair. Missed the first. Fouls on Harris there. Second one is up and missed that one. Two big misses and a rebound to Dirksey.
It's a break for Calvin.
Big break. They need to convert here.
Yep.
Big ball pressure. Here's a high low to Rohr, and it got blocked. Good help side by Hines. Got a little piece of it. And here comes Trine quickly the other way. Sander. Here's a three from the right wing. It's up. It's good by Sierra Hines. Timeout taken by the Knights as Trine has taken a 9-2 lead. Again, just what I said in the pregame, Jake. Big ball pressure by Trine, using that swarming defense, and then push the other way in transition to get your open looks. And that's what happened right there.
Yeah, and I think that's a good timeout there by Coach Christner. Seeing the ball go through the net can kind of give you the spark that you need, and this Trine team can fill it up fast. So I think it's good to cut you off, cut Trine off at the pass if you want to say it like that.
Yep. Well, Trine has dropped 2 games in the second half of the MIAA season, the double round robin. Got beat at home pretty handily by Hope. A little bit of a revenge matchup there as Trine had won at Hope back in December, and then Hope handed Trine a pretty healthy loss about 3 weeks ago, 83-69, and then a 63-62 loss at Albion by Trine back on February 1, but they have won their last couple of games. Here is Dirksey trying to get to the basket. Right side, Cleary, an open three. It's going to be an air ball. Rebound to Rohr. It's going to turn, goes up, and got fouled. Sander drew the foul. Boy, the Knights from the outside just are not settled in or dialed in.
Yeah, 0 for 5 from the three-point line. They can fill it up. We saw Harris miss one. She can knock it down easy, and clearly now 0 for 2.
Yep.
We know she can make them. So just maybe that excitement you talked about was, senior day, big game. Just got to see one go through and see if it can get them going.
Well, there's one that goes through. Rohr hits the second, 9-3. Sarah Neely in for Leah Harris. Wagner leaves it up top to Sloniker. Now on the dribble is the other Sloniker. Pass to the right corner. Another open three off the back iron by Hines. It's tipped out of bounds by Trine. Kelvin Ball. Timmer coming back on for the Knights. Rohr checking out. Cleary being hawked up the floor by Wagner. Dirksey leaves it to Whitty up top. Now Cleary off a pick. Pull up from 17, way off the mark. Timmer got the board and then got it stripped. Got it back. And they're going to call a tie-up. They'll go to Trine. Not sure I agree with that one. I'd say either play on or call a foul.
Yeah, it looked like she was maybe getting slapped a little bit before the tie-up.
I didn't think that dual possession was very long there. I mean, it was just a quick moment, and it's a little rush to judgment. But now we're going to have a foul on Kelvin Sarah Neely by Brian Haraberta. Wagner has the ball. Top of the key. High screen comes from Sander. Sander gets the return pass. Little handoff to Argyle. They're looking for Hines off the cut. Now a great pass inside, and they're going to call a foul on Dirksey. Got a little bit of the arm. That's a nice setup, though, on the offensive play. Ball kicks out, and then Sander dives to the basket. She was open, and Dirksey forced a foul.
Yeah, I really liked that. That was a beautiful play. Kind of a double wing coming up on both sides. You had Wagner coming up on the other side, too, off the double screen.
Another missed free throw, though, by Sander. Second free throw is up and in. 10-3. Back in for Trine is Michaela Artis. Looks like the Calvin men's distance medley relay has set a school record. They went 10 minutes, .03 today at Grand Valley. Now 12th on the national performance list. Get more to that in between our periods here. Calvin with the basketball. Trying to get some offensive rhythm. Want to be careful here. You don't want this lead to balloon too much. And it's a turnover there by Whitty. It's on the deck. A tie-up. I think Calvin will have possession there. So not quite a turnover yet. But Knights are looking very out of sync on defense. Credit Trine's, or on offense, Trine's defense. Credit them for some of that. It's just a matter of playing a little harder, I think, if you're Calvin. Upping the tempo a little bit. And here's a steal by Trine. Well, actually deflected, and it comes back to Neely, and now it will be a turnover for the Knights. There's only 3 on the shot clock, and it came backcourt to Neely. Deflected by Trine, and then that just ate up the remaining seconds on the shot clock.
Those are really the passes that you're going to have to limit. Those kind of just toss it away. You have to be really careful with the ball. This Trine team, we've talked about it, and they're showing it. Their aggressiveness on defense. You really got to, ball fakes, head fakes.
Good offensive set there by Trine. They get the high pick and roll. Hines goes to the basket and draws a foul on Whitty. Karner coming on for Whitty. It is all Trine right now as Hines goes to the basket. Trine could be up by double digits if they can make some free throws right now. I think they are.
They're 1 for 4 at the moment.
1 for 4, now 2 of 5.
Neither team really shooting great.
No.
Calvin at 9% though. So
in and out. Another missed free throw though. 2 of 6 for Trine. 11-3. Knights really need a bucket or two here down the. Here's a deep shot by Timmer, well off the mark. Maybe a little frustration creeping in there, and it's too early for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's really the shot you want. It's a 3, okay, but a deep 2 like that early in the shot clock, really kind of the most inefficient shot in basketball. So
here's Trine with it. Penetration. Hines from the top, an open 3, in and out. Battle for the board, and it will go to Calvin off of Sloniker. Sophie Sensenig on for Dirksey. Sophie out of Grays Lake, Illinois. There you see Trine, the defense, overplaying the pass, just like what we saw on Wednesday night against Hope. It's a matter of beating that initial pressure. And a long pass, tipped by Trine. Karner comes back up with it, into the post. Reversal to Karner. Pulls up from 17. Good! Actually, from over 20, it's a three-pointer, 11-6.
How about that from Alyssa Karner coming off the bench, hand in her face. A little beautiful pump fake, sidestep. Tate, that gets them going. That's a big shot.
Huge shot. Tate brought that ball into the paint. And now Argyle, jump stop to Hines. Down the baseline to the hole, and it's stripped by Karner. Got her from behind. 2 big plays in a row by Karner. 11-6. 30 seconds left in the quarter. 20 on the shot clock. Timmer defended by Sloniker. Sensenig picked up her dribble and loops it into Timmer, and she'll be fouled by Sloniker before the shot. That was Katie Sloniker. Oh, they call an offensive foul?
Called on Timmer, it looks like.
Wow.
Calvin maybe in some foul trouble. Thunder already in the double bonus in this first quarter.
Yeah, because that was an offensive player control foul, not a shooting situation. Trine's been the team that has gotten the ball to the basket, though. Here is a layup up and in. Again, like I said, getting the ball to the basket. And that was Sloniker. And that will end it as Cleary with a shot from midcourt off the mark. And Trine leads it 13-6. Well, Jake, I would just say right now, Trine is the tougher, more aggressive team right now, and that is the difference.
Yeah, they just kind of look a step faster, and I agree. On defense, they're all over Calvin. Calvin had a hard time really they're getting the ball up the court, but once they get across half court, they're having a hard time getting anything to the basket. Kind of just settling for some deep shots and some deep 2-point, 3-point shots, and they're just not falling right now. So you just gotta do some off-ball cutting, off-ball screening, try to get something going to the basket, try to beat this aggressive man-to-man defense by Trine. But there's a sense of encouragement too. As poorly as Calvin's shot, only being down 7.
That's right.
They're still definitely in this game.
Well, yeah. I mean,
it can change in a heartbeat, right?
Yeah, so, like I was saying, if trying to make a few more free throws, you'd be down double digits. You're still only down 7. It's just a matter of settling down, reversing the ball, making quicker passes, and then knocking down the open shots when they're there. So
I wouldn't say either team is really satisfied with how they're playing because neither team is shooting very well, but certainly Trine feeling good about their defensive effort.
Yeah, they just seem to be in a little bit more of a comfort zone.
Yep.
I think they're dictating the play a little bit. Coach Kevin Vanderstreet, the former Kelvin men's basketball head coach, he always liked to say one team would be the dictator and the other team, they were dictated to. It's the old football phrase, one team was the hammer, one team was the nail. And right now, I'd say Trine has been more of the hammer in this game so far and Kelvin the nail. We'll see if that continues. Harris back in for the Knights. Artis has it, top of the key. And we're going to have a travel on Argyle and a good defensive play by the Knights. Timmer kind of stepped into that passing lane. Argyle decided to hang on to it and dragged her pivot foot. Really nice crowd here. They continue to file in at Vennord Arena. They'd like to have a few more plays to cheer loudly about. Cleary picked up her dribble. High screen action by the Knights is being picked up by that Trine defense. Timmer, hand off to Cleary. Good defense by Wagner. Little dive pass into Timmer, put it up and in, and there might have been a little contact there.
How about that pass by Cleary, though?
Oh, beautiful.
Cleary
beautiful
and Timmer
down.
got that chemistry. We talk about it often, playing in high school together. Definitely saw it there.
13-8. Sloniker. Katie Sloniker kicks it left side. That's Artis. Sloniker with the pick, a 3 by Tate. It's going to be deep, but Sloniker had the board on the long rebound. Comes up top, Wagner. 14-footer, pull up from the left side, pure. 15-8. Just so calm and under control is Wagner.
Yeah, just on balance, just a little pump fake, get Cleary to go by and just, step to that high post spot and just rise up and knock it down.
Cleary lob into a double team. Timmer has it and off the window and in. Starting to get going here a little bit. Gabby Timmer's got about 3-inch height differential on everybody in there. Despite the triple team, caught it and flipped it in. 15-10. It's Michaela Artis. Now pass inside. It's actually Artis who cut. Missed it. Got her own board though. Goes up. Might have gotten away with a foul there. Carner, no call. And the Knights get the board. Referees may be letting things go right now. Kick right side. A 3 by Cleary is good. The Knights needed that one. 15-13.
And Calvin on a run right now. Sydney Cleary chopping it off. See if she can get going. If she can get going, it's going to be a whole different game for these Calvin Knights.
Harris hawking Wagner right now. Little handoff to Tate. A deep 3. It's going to be short by Wagner. A board to Timmer. That one might be a little bit outside the range of Wagner unless she's planted. Cleary to Timmer. She's going to pull up from 15, short, little line driver, and it's Wagner with a board, and she's pushing the ball the other way. Little show and go all the way to the basket, laid it up and in, kind of left Harris flat-footed. kind of planted to the left, then went to the right. Harris went for the initial fake and an easy path to the basket.
Leah Harris, a really good defender, but Wagner made her look not as good as she normally does.
And no rim protection either there. They had the Knights spread out. Sensenig bounces it off the back iron and down. 17-15. That's a big one. 17-15. Looks like Claire Cassidy will come on for the Knights at the next chance. Again, high pick and roll. Sloniker and Wagner. Tate left side. Gets the screen. Trying to get to the basket. Goes up. And she traveled. Shuffled her feet there as she went up for the shot over Cleary. Got fresh subs here for both sides. Knights with more of them. Rohrer back on. Cassidy on. Neely on. Dirksey on. Let's see, I see Sander back on for Trine. 2-point game, 17-15. Cassidy to Harris. Thought about the three at the top. Kicks it to Neely. Pass to the high post. Rohrer looking inside. Nothing there. Harris, a leaning three. In and out. Rebound. Cassidy got a piece. Pinballs to Rohrer. Dirksey. Little pump fake. Going to the basket. Got her shot blocked by Sander and a rebound to Wagner. And look out. Here she is. Speeding to the basket. All the way up and no. A blocking foul on Neely. That might be Neely's second foul too. Yep, that is her second.
How about that coast to coast by Wagner, though? Just kind of outrunning everybody. She looks like she's playing on fast forward. Everybody's playing on slow motion or something. She's just blazing up and down that court.
That Trine track and field program might want to borrow Wagner for the sprints. She's got that burst there. Not that Trine track needs any more help. Got a real strong program as it is. Missed the first free throw, missed the second free throw. Long board, though, and Cassidy has it. Knights with a chance to tie or maybe even take the lead.
Wagner 0 for 4 from the free throw line.
Yep, the free throw shooting could loom large as we go along. Harris finds Neely. Got a screen from Rohrer. Left baseline. Double team, gets out of the trouble. Picked up by Hines. 5 on the shot clock. They're looking inside. Harris going to have to make something happen. To the basket and got hacked. And that will be the first foul of quarter on Trine. That's one of the few times we have seen Kelvin try to get the ball to the basket with a dribble drive.
Yeah, that was a really strong drive by Harris. That's what they're going to have to do, right? Try, force Trine to maybe foul you like they did there, or even score it.
Left side, Harris pulls up from 15, short. Dirksey tap out to Rohrer. Neely, wide open three. It's up, missed it. Cassidy with the long board. Back to Neely, another three. It's up, missed it. Harris going to try to chase it down. She does. A lot of offensive boards. 15 on the shot clock. Lob pass to Rohrer. Grabs it, puts it off the window. Oh, missed the layup. Got her own board. Layup, missed that one. Got her own board and then fumbled it out of bounds. My goodness. Great work by the Knights. Other than
How about that hustle? That was some serious offensive rebounding right there.
Kind of a timeout taken by Trine.
I mean, you can record that one and play it to every team. Like, this is how you offensive rebound right here. This is, that was a model of hustle, I think. I think 4 players for an offensive rebound in that possession. Take a look at the leading scorers for the game so far. It's Sydney Wagner for Trine. She's got 8 points on 4 of 6 shooting. 0 of 4 from the free throw line, though, so that's something to note, maybe in a late game situation if it comes down to it. And then for Calvin, a little more balanced attack. It's Timmer leading the way with 4, and then Cleary and Carner both with a 3-pointer apiece for 3 points.
So a quick 30-second timeout there by Trine. They'll reset. Hardis with a handoff to Tate, running a little weave, back to Wagner. Dials it up from deep, it's going to be short, and it's tipped out of bounds off a Trine. Sander tapped it out. Timmer coming back on for the Knights. Cleary coming back on for the Knights. And for Trine, Michaela Artis back in. Neely, defended by Hines. Timmer up top, passing the post to Rohr, double team. Harris. Pass in the post to Timmer, goes up and drew a foul on Sanner, and Timmer will go to the line for a pair. Had single coverage as she slipped to the basket and drew the foul. Argyle coming back on for Trine. Katie Sloniker on for Trine. For Kelvin, you've got Alyssa Karner back on. .4:39 left, second quarter. Free throw is good by Timmer. Missed the second. Rohr got the board, though. Will she make it? She will. And the Knights have the lead at 18-17. The offensive boards are starting to become a factor in favor of Kelvin right now. Hines finds Argyle, pass into the post. Back to Hines. Trying to back down Harris. Tried an up and under, might have traveled. Spinning to the basket. To Sloniker. Pull-up jumper going to be off, and a rebound to Cleary. Knights up a point, trying to extend that lead. Lob to Rohr. Timmer just got it knocked out of her hands there, got a little loose with the ball, and it pinballs to Cleary. She might have gotten fouled. Nothing there. Picked up her dribble, long pass over to Harris. To the basket, off the window and in.
Leah Harris getting it done for Calvin. The cross-court pass from Cleary and driving strong, and Calvin's all Calvin the second quarter.
20 to
They're
17.
on fire.
And we're going to have a foul underneath, I think. Rohr hip check. Sophie Sloniker. And she'll be called for the foul. Dirksey coming on. That is the second foul on Rohr. Set the trigger underneath there. That was Argyle. A three from the right wing. It's going to be off by Michaela Artis. Knights the other way up three. 20 to 17. Harris picked up her dribble. Got it over to Cleary. Timmer will try to turn to Harris. She wants it. She'll pump it up there. She got it. A two. 22-17.
Yeah, and if Harris wants this more often than not, she gets it.
Yep, she can heat up.
Oh, yeah, she can score in so many ways, too.
When she gets going, she's like a microwave. Sloniker hands it off to Hines on the dribble. Open three from the top. No. The Thunder have gone cold, but the ball ricochets off of Kelvin. And the rebound, it'll stay with the Thunder.
Really been a story of two different quarters. I mean, the first quarter, Trine shooting 35%, Calvin 15. In the second quarter, it's been Calvin shooting 46 and Trine shooting 20. So it's completely flip-flopped. Calvin on top right now.
Pass in the post. Ooh, Timmer maybe got away with one. Sloniker off the window and in. Tough little move by Katie Sloniker. Kind of faded to create some separation and then flipped it off the window. Big bucket for the Thunder. They break a lengthy drought. Harris has a pick coming from Timmer. Back to Timmer. They bring the post player up top to try to create some space underneath. Now Timmer to the basket. Maybe got away with a travel, missed the layup. Just kind of fumbled the ball on the way up. And here comes Trine in transition. Hines picked up. Thinking about a three was Sloniker. Instead kicks it over to Artis. To the basket. Now kicks it left side. It's the other Sloniker. It's up. No good. And a rebound to Cleary. That was Sophie Sloniker. 22-19. It has not been a offensive virtuoso game by any means. Not that we're surprised. Here's Karner. Wide open three. It's up. It's going to be deep. Timmer went up for the board. Knocked out of bounds. And it'll go to Trine. Harris out, Neely in, Karner out, Sensenig on for the Thunder. Hines came out, Tate came in. 1:38 to go. Second quarter, Calvin up 22-19.
Trine has yet to make a three-pointer in the second quarter. One of the main reasons Calvin's gone on their run.
Wagner came back in too, by the way. And she is at the controls of the offense.
She might make all the difference, right?
Backdoor feed goes to Sloniker, and Sensen got a little piece. Cutting to the hole, though, nicely, and a layup on the feed from Sloniker. Artist puts it up and in. 1 point game.
Artist done a really good job of some off-ball cuts to the basket, getting open. Great three-point shooter, cutting to the basket. She's doing a good job of that, too.
Cleary fadeaway three. That was deep, and nothing there. And here's trying the other way, Argyle. In the lane, and a block by Sensenig. That was Artis who got her shot blocked, and the Knights had the board. Under a minute to go, second quarter. Big possession. Pass inside to Dirksing. She got hammered. Got smacked in the face. Not sure that was intentional by any means. I think the defender was going for the ball. Artis, who was a little shorter than Dirksey, and she was reaching up for the ball and just got Dirksey in the face.
Yeah, Trine is really digging hard behind that kind of the high-low post feed.
Yep.
Really bring a lot of really strong help.
They know that Kelvin's going to try to run
Yep.
it with the height differential, and they are aggressively defending it. 13 on the shot clock. Sensenig. Backdoor feed to Neely, has it. Lot of traffic off the window and in. Timmer, my goodness, from the hip.
I don't know how she got that one to go. That was kind of just like a scoop from free throw line.
It was a little six-shooter flip off the window. Just kind of reached down to her holster and like an old Western movie and put it off the window and in. Pass to Sloniker, though, and it's up and in from Wagner on the feed. Here is Cleary, and that's going to be it at the half. The Knights lead it 24-23. Well, Jake, the Knights trailed by 7. At the end of 1, they come back to take the lead here at halftime, so pretty good second quarter.
Yeah, shooting 42% in that second quarter, which really is kind of, maybe at their season average, not like terribly high for them, but in this game it feels like it's just shooting 60%. So they battled hard in that second quarter, and we got a good game, good defensive battle going. Let's look at some leading scores for the game. It's Wagner with 8 points still for Trine, and then 6 for Sloniker. Efficient shooting from both of those players, 4 of 7 and 3 of 5 respectively. And then for Calvin leading the way, we have Gabby Timmer, she's got 7, and Leah Harris getting done with 6. So Calvin getting it done a few different ways, and knocked down some three-pointers from Carner and Cleary in that first quarter. But second quarter, kind of getting it down to load in the paint, some more efficient shooting down low. And so that's kind of been the story of the game so far.
Absolutely. Well, they are bringing in the alumni members of the 2012-2015 Calvin women's basketball teams that are being honored today. I'm looking off to the right. I don't know all the married names here, but trying to reckon. I see Julia Hillbrands. I see Hannah Aker.
Hello, Grandma, Grandpa. I'm gonna give you a hug.
You see that? That's when I realized we can't let another year go by.
I think we're good.
Where's the wrapping paper? I need to wrap something for Grandma.
Yeah. Ready?
This is the plan to finally connect with our family's heritage. Start your plan today with a Northwestern Mutual financial advisor and spend your life living.
They'll start announcing them. John Ross, of course, the head coach of those teams. Regional Coach of the Year in 2015 and also 2012. He's our head men's and women's tennis coach right now. He is here. See Kelsey Irwin, 3-point ace. Just got to wave to her. You know, just going through those years, the 28-2 team, the only losses, they lost a narrow regular season contest to Hope, and then went all the way to the national quarterfinal where they lost a heartbreaker to St. Thomas in overtime. Courtney Kearns, I'm not sure if Courtney is here today or not, but I remember she put up a three that rimmed in and out at the buzzer. It would have sent Kelvin on to the Final Four. And the Knights had really had to come back all the way from behind in that game. And just didn't have the legs in the second half. We got Jill Thomas, who hit one of the biggest shots ever in Venorta Arena, a last-second three to beat Hope in the MIAA Tournament Championship game in 2011. We're about 15 feet away from where she is currently standing. And there is Courtney Kearns. It is great to have these alumni back here. I think of the Verkuyk sisters, only three are here. That would be Callie. Of course, Brianna was an All-American on that 2015 team, a freshman in the 2012 team. And, of course, Carissa Verkuyk, D3 Hoops Player of the Year in 2012. Or I think it was 2013, actually, but multi-All-American. She is coaching out in Colorado. So we send out her greetings in case she is watching. Logan Marsh, wanted to mention her. She's out here, point guard on those 2011, 2012, 2013 teams. A lot of 1,000-point scores. That's Hannah Aker there. Then Kayla Engelhardt, who was on the 2012 and 2015 team, gets to walk out twice. Anna Timmer. Of course, Gabby's older sister. Allie Spade scored nearly 1,500 career points out of Columbus, Ohio. Got Mackenzie Shelton walking out there. And there's Callie Verkuyk, and let's not forget assistant coach Marissa Walker out of Cedar Springs. She was part of a national quarterfinal team as a player back in 2007. Hit a couple of huge threes in the Sweet 16 back in 2007. A lot of talent collected here today with this Calvin women's basketball program. Great to have them here, Jake. It really is. And they are gathered here today. It's one of the great things about collegiate athletics, having folks back and reconnect with them back at their alma mater.
Yeah, it is really cool, right? You know, for me, you know, being like a student now currently, and you know, seeing some of the older teams from the past, you know, I think it's really cool to see them, you know, how much they care still about Calvin basketball and about Calvin in general. That goes across the board, you know, not just athletics, for other things too, right? Yep. And so I think it's cool that you can have that, and you know, I feel like in this community, there's a lot of people around the area that, you know, that come back and visit Calvin, and you know, are very invested. I think that's a really cool thing that Calvin's got going for it. It's cool to see. It
is cool to see, and it shows the deep tradition of these programs here. Let's see, there was one other player I wanted to mention that was out there. Well, I think I mentioned most of the key pieces, but boy, those are awfully fun fun teams. I remember that 2012 team beating Wisconsin Stevens Point in a thrilling regional final game here at Vennord Arena. You had two outstanding players. I'd have to look up, see if I can bring up that box score. Stevens Point had a Division I transfer at guard, and she ended up being the National Player of the Year in 2013 from the Basketball Coaches Association. Christopher Kike was National Player of the Year by D3Hoops.com. Let's see here. That would have been, I'm looking at the wrong box score here. Those were two amazing players. I'm still looking at the wrong box score, no wonder. Back there in 2012, Stevens Point, their top player, Sam Barber. How could I forget Sam Barber? Tremendous shooting guard. She had transferred in, I want to say, from Wisconsin Green Bay or Wisconsin Milwaukee. I think it was Wisconsin Green Bay, but she was terrific, as was Christopher Kike. And I remember Verkuyk hitting a huge three with about a minute and a half left in that regional final. The Knights won it 76-71. Just looking at the box score, Verkuyk had 29 points and 11 boards to lead Kelvin in that one. And it was Gabby Timmer that just passed Carissa on the all-time rebounding list. And those are great names to talk about. Well, I'll tell you what, Jake, I'm going to take a quick little break, and I will be back in about 2.5 minutes. So we will be back here in just a moment. All right, we are back. I should also mention, Kelvin's assistant coaches, Heather Decline, member of 2011 squad, and 2012 as a student assistant as she was recovering from a knee injury and then back on the team in 2013 after she was recovered. But she was part of that era. And let's see, I also wanted to mention Heather Swearinga, who is also a Calvin alum and played on some great basketball teams here at the with the Knights. Been an assistant for a while, but also a women's basketball alum. So great to have all of them here and celebrated today with the Knights up 24-23. Jake, just your thoughts on some of the keys here for the second half.
Yeah, I mean, this third quarter can be really interesting to see how it plays out. You know, in the first half, you know, two very different quarters. You know, first quarter, Trine really came out. It was like their hair on fire, was all over the place, you know, forcing Calvin to make mistakes and putting a lot of ball pressure on. And second quarter, you know, Calvin got to the basket a little bit more. They kind of were a little stronger with the ball. So I think the key in this third quarter is going to just be doing what you do best. And for Calvin, that's going to be getting to the basket. And for Trine, that's going to be, you know, forcing turnovers and putting pressure on. We'll see how that works out, what prevails in the third quarter. But I think for Calvin, it's going to start kind of getting to the basket and opening things up for the three-point shooters. And for Trine, it's just going to be getting that pressure again and using their athleticism and speed to their advantage.
Well, more good news on the Calvin women's indoor track and field side. The distance medley relay team out at Grand Valley with 12 minutes, 25 seconds. It's ranked 6th in the country. That relay team of Natalie Tevin, Katie Georges, Delaney Saul, daughter of Calvin head men's basketball coach Bill Saul, and Sienna Ryder Diaz running 12:25. So that will put them 6th on the national list in the distance medley relay. So congrats to them. And on that men's side, quickly can give you the school record folks. Lucas Vanderploeg, Nicholas Hens, Corbin DeBoer, and Thane Naderveld. So Thane Naderveld, part of 2 school records in less than 24 hours as he broke the 3K record, his own record, last night, and then part of a distance medley relay record earlier this afternoon. Pretty good weekend for Thane. All right, ready to go. Night basketball to start the second half. Starting fives are back in. Dirksey. Lob into Timmer. Never saw it. Went off the backboard. Dirksey just threw it up there, and Timmer never saw it coming. Turnover to start the half. Ball reversing around the horn. And we're going to have a foul on Harris, as Wagner took it to the basket. She's just got that burst. And in a one-on-one situation, she is tough to pick up.
We'll see how these free throws go. She's 0 for 4 right now for the game.
Got that one, rattled and rolled. Tied at 24. Missed the second off the back iron. Rebound to Dirksey.
Neely and Harris for Calvin both with 2 fouls. We'll see if one of them picks up a third here pretty quickly, if that affects things at all.
Timmer to Harris. Got a screen from Timmer. Harris going to be off. Just flipped it up there. Was an open look and missed the shot. Wagner all the way to the basket. Got blocked by Timmer. And you can see that is part of the modus operandi, as they like to say, the MO of Trine. Get it to Wagner and let her go downhill.
Pretty simple plan, really.
It is, and not a bad one.
No, just a great one. Great plan. For Calvin, it's just getting back and get your head turned around quickly.
There's a block,
you know she's coming.
Blocked by Cleary, who swatted Argyle's layup attempt. I thought Argyle had a lane to the basket. Oh, almost a turnover again. The Knights starting out a little shaky. Start of the third quarter, kind of like what we saw in the first quarter. High-low feed to Dirksey. Kicks it left side. Cleary a 3. It's up. It's good. 27-24.
That's key right there. That Dirksey, that high-low. You know, she maybe could have shot that layup, but she saw, you know, get that paint touch, then you kick it out for the open 3. Getting it inside is going to be big for Calvin, opening it up.
And Timmer kicked that ball. Probably a good thing she did, as Wagner was cutting to the basket trying to get the pass. Shot clock goes back to 20. Inbounds play for Trine. Looking back door. It's Sloniker, goes up, missed it. Rebound though to Tate. Into the paint, kicks it out. A three from Wagner, no. Timmer rips down the board. Night basketball. Cleary looking inside. Lobs it into Dirksey. She has got a big height differential. Kicks it all the way out to Neely. Harris. Knight's trying to pound it. Instead, they skip it over to Cleary. Goes baseline to Dirksey, free throw line. Neely thought about the three instead. To the hole. Feeds Dirksey. Layup good off the window. 5-point Calvin lead.
And that was a great possession there by Cal. I think all 5 players touched it on that possession. You know, the skip pass, setting it up, and then kind of a little pick and roll.
Katie Sloniker has it. Right side to Tate. Goes hard to the basket and fouled. Not sure if that'll be Harris or Timmer. We'll see. Could be either. That will be on Harris.
That's her 3rd foul, Jeff.
It is. Probably see a fair amount of Karner, I would think. Coming in off the bench. Free throw up and in by Tate. Makes both. First time that Trine has made both free throws in a shooting situation. 29-26. Neely defended tightly by Argyle. Picked up her dribble. Ooh, Timmer to Harris, who had to meet the basketball. Trying to back Wagner down, puts it up, no. Little turnaround from 10. Trying in transition. Wagner all the way to the basket. Pull up in the lane, short. Rebound to Neely. 29-26, 7 minutes and change left. Third quarter. Cleary to Timmer. A little high-low action. Dirksey couldn't come down with it. Out of bounds off a Trine. That quick triangle pass there, and it almost worked. Looks like Rohr is going to come on for Calvin for Dirksey.
Yeah, you can see it there. Trine really helping on that backside, really strong on that high-low pass. So Calvin have to be careful how they throw it. Like throw it high, catch it high, and keep it high.
Well, now you got Sander on at 6'3", or 6'2", defending Timmer. Timmer left side to Cleary. Looking inside, nothing there. Harris into the post, and it's deflected by Wagner. Trine with the steal. Artis. Thinking about the three is Argyle. Hand off to Tate. Rohr picks her up. Wagner, wide open three from the top, off. Rebound to Neely. So bring it into the front court. Looking inside for Rohr. The Cleary goes over to Harris. Gets the screen from Timmer, rolls to the basket. Stead, right corner, Cleary. Oh, and Timmer went down hard. Might have been an inadvertent trip. Play continues. Pass in the post to Timmer. Deflects to Timmer. Has it, goes up, and in, and a foul! My goodness!
Yeah, I mean, Timmer was the muscle. She was falling down, probably getting fouled, and kind of chucks it up with her left hand and rolls
her right
it over.
Hand kind of got a piece of it,
yeah,
pushing it up at the end.
Whatever works, right?
Yep.
Kind of a bobble on the pass, too, bouncing off people's heads. They'll give him a pinball.
Free throw good. The Knights up 6 at 32-26.
Good job by Gabby to just stay with it. And good hands.
Trine with the basketball. Argyle up top to center. Pass into the post. We're going to have a foul on Cleary as she was all over Argyle trying to post up. Almost a turnover. Argyle gets it to Tate. Tate might have traveled there. Might have traveled again and then gets fouled by Dirksey. Looked like she shuffle stepped her pivot foot a couple of times. That'll be the second on Dirksey. Tate will be at the line. Free throw good by Tate. Second free throw is good, 32-28.
That's
Roar.
6 points now for Tate.
Oh, boy. Argyle just kind of leveled Harris, got away with a pretty good hand check. Neely floats it off the window. It's going to bounce around, missed it. The rebound to Argyle. Artis all the way to the basket, laid it off the window and in. There's, again, Trine beating Kelvin down the floor. We saw that in the first meeting.
Yeah, they are just so fast. The pace is just unreal. That was about 5 seconds from rebound, or 3 seconds from rebound to basket.
Harris with a turnaround in the lane, 34-30. That's Hines skipping it left side. Argyle three, no good. And a rebound to Neely. Got deflected around, comes up with it. Timmer getting ready to come back on for Kelvin. 4.5 to go, third quarter. Cleary. Sydney Cleary. Under 10 on the shot clock. Back to Neely. Harris. Knights a little bit more of a perimeter team here without Timmer in. Cleary, a three from the corner. It's going to be deep. Roar's going to chase it down, though. Double teamed inside to Neely. And she got bumped by Argyle. They will call the foul there. Boy, there's been a lot of contact like that throughout, and that time the official decided to call it.
It has been a physical, hard-fought game, as to be expected. But at times it's been pretty obvious there's some fouling going on, as there was there. Yep. How about Roar? 6 offensive rebounds now for in the game. A total of 7.
Harris pulls up from 17, going to be short. Boxed out by Trine and a good rebound by Hines. 4-point game. Trine with the basketball. Artis. Sophie Sloniker. Now Sander with it, top of the key, defended by Timmer. It's just checked in. Going to the basket. Artis. Under 10, a deep three from the top. Argyle's good. Check that was Hines. Had to pump it up there with only 4 on the shot clock, and it's a 1-point game. Pass to Harris. Trying to beat Sloniker. Here's Timmer, going to pull up. That's way off. Defended well by the Thunder. That was Sander who got in her face. And a block, though, by Timmer. Sander got the board. Deflection by Roar, and here comes Kelvin. And then Harris got picked, and boy, what an unfortunate situation. Harris lost the ball from behind and committed her 4th foul.
How about that for a sequence? It was ball bouncing all over the place there in those 2 possessions.
Well, Neely comes on for Whitty. Karner, as I mentioned, comes on, and Harris is going to have to sit with the 4 fouls.
And that was really a tough foul for Harris there. You're really just hustling for the ball and just kind of a little unlucky, just tripped up Argyle, but...
You got a discussion down on the floor. I'm not sure what that all entailed.
So Alyssa Karner checking in for Harris. We know she can have a spark off the bench.
Yep.
She can fill it up fast, plays great defense, so she should fill in nicely for Harris, but tough to get in foul trouble. Leah Harris, a great scorer, great defender.
And we're going to have a foul on Neely as she was all over Wagner.
Neely's got 3 now.
Yep. Yeah, you got to be a little judicious here. And it's also the 5th foul of the night, so Wagner will shoot a pair. Got it. Got that one. Rattled, rolled, and fell. It's a Trine lead, 35-34. They have scored 5 straight points here. Neely looking inside, goes baseline. Cleary, need that one. Got that one!
Sydney Cleary, if you need a big bucket, you go find Sydney Cleary. She's got 3 threes in the game. That's most of any player in the game, but man, she can fill it up.
Wagner loops it to Sloniker. Working on Rohr. A little up and under, and Rohr was all over her, and I think that's going to be the 3rd on Rohr. He put Sloniker back at the line. Makes the free throw. That's where, the attacker's maybe a little off balance. Easier said than done, but maybe just keep your verticality instead of trying to lean in. But in the heat of competition, you're trying to get that steal. She makes both free throws. We're tied at 37. And fouls starting to mount on the Calvin side. So Cleary will have to bring it up. Boy, that could have been a foul there on Wagner. Gave Cleary a little whack on the arm. Into Timmer. Cleary an open 3 from the top. In and out. Battle for the board. Timmer has it. Right-handed layup. Good. 39-37.
Gabby Timmer using all of her length, all of her size, and all of her skill right there. That was a big play for Calvin. Keeping the lead.
Wagner. The Sloniker. The pick and roll. There'll be a little handoff to Hines. Turnaround. It's up. Little piece of it. Maybe Timmer trying with the board though. Sloniker. Back to her sister, Sophie. Wagner, it's going to spin her way to the basket. Timmer on the double team. A pass to the right side. It's going to be short. Hines, and a rebound to Cleary. Karner, a little shake and bake. Picked up by Kate Sloniker. Lob into Timmer, and she got hammered. That will be foul number 3 on Trine in the quarter. So not a shooting situation. Dirksey coming on. Rohr checks out. Dirksey in. Cleary to trigger. Looking. Finds Karner. Looping inside to Dirksey. Off the window. In! Kissed it off the rim a little bit too.
Yeah, great touch there by Dirksey. Great catch. And she just kind of caught it, turned around, and up it went. And
41-37. Sloniker, handoff to Tate, going to the basket. Got picked up by Cleary. Pass to the right corner, comes back out. A 3 by Hines, going to be off.
Great closeout by Dirksey there, coming from the baseline all the way up to the 3-point line.
She had to rush it a little bit, kissed off the backboard, caught no iron, and the Knights got the rebound. 40 ticks left in the third quarter. About a 22-second differential between game clock and shot clock. Timmer, right corner. To Cleary, thought about the 3. Little hesitation, pullback from 3. Off the front iron, comes down, and a rebound to Wagner. Here she comes. She's going to push the pace. They've got the advantage all the way to the basket, off the window, and they're going to call the foul on Cleary.
Yeah, how good is she at drawing those fouls? I mean, her speed and athleticism.
Well, when you had 2 Kelvin players that pinched in on her trying to get the rebound, and she snared it, she was able to beat them with a dribble, and then boom, off to the races. It's a 5-on-3, and she had all that space in the lane, and like you said, Jake, drew the foul. free throw is good. So Wagner starting to find her mark at the line after struggling early. Puts it up there. Missed that one, though. Long board, though, comes down to Trine. Hines back to Wagner, and they can play for one. They had just taken Timmer out of the game.
Any debate about who shoots this?
No. Well, here's Hines, a three from the wing. It's going to be deep. Been a rebound to Calvin. Karner will hang on to it. And that will be the end of the third quarter with Calvin up 41-38.
Gabby Timmer and Sydney Cleary getting it done for Calvin, 12 points and 9 points. And then Harris also was 8. She's in foul trouble with 4, but she's going to be key in this fourth quarter. She'll get back in there at some point and give the Knights a lift, hopefully, for them. Trine, it's been the Sydney Wagner show. She's got 12. She's got 4 boards, steal. She's playing well. Her speed's really been the key for them. Even if she's not scoring, forcing Calvin to kind of be back on their heels and to adjust to her speed has opened up things for other players like Hines, who's got 7 for him, and Tate and Sloniker both with 6 apiece as well. 41-38, end of the third.
Knights trying to weather a foul trouble storm, if you will. Just trying to find a way to get this done.
Yeah, Harris was 4, Neely and Rohr both with 3 apiece.
Just looking at the stats here. Trine shooting 28%, Calvin shooting 36%. Rebounding, Calvin with a 41-38 rebounding. Bigger part, 37-30 rebounding advantage. The fouls are what we're looking at right now.
Another notable difference in the stats here is the assists for Calvin. They got 15 assists in the first 3 quarters. They've been really moving the ball well and finding the open player. Against this aggressive Trine defense, that's what you got to do. You got to move the ball. Be careful with it.
Hand off to Kate Sloniker. On the dribble, trying to take Dirksey to the basket. And it's deflected by Dirksey, a tie-up, and I think that's going to be Calvin basketball. They've got the arrow. They do. Cleary to Karner. Looking for the high-low, wasn't there. Sensenig is in the game. Cleary, an open 3. It's up, it's in! Clutch. 44-38. Those 3-pointers are the difference right now, Jake.
Yeah, Sydney Cleary on her senior night, getting it done from deep. She's got 3 of them now. Or 4, I might be mistaken. She got 4. She's 4 from 4-9. She's been on fire.
3 right back, though, by Wagner. And she
Wagner,
answers.
that's her first. Yeah, that's her first. If she gets going from deep.
She is a money player. Karner's going to launch a 3. It's good! Wide open. And
back and forth. The Trine and Calvin going at it.
Argyle did not get up on her, and Karner drained it.
And this is kind of what we expected going into this game, this
Wagner.
offensive showcase right here.
All the way to the basket. Nobody picked her up going to the basket. It's 47-43.
Yeah, we have seen everything in this game. We've seen defensive performances that are great for both teams. We've seen offensive performances that are great for both teams at different times in the game. It's been a little bit of everything in this one.
Dirksey to Neely. They're looking inside for Sensenig. Neely's going to go to the basket. Got killed. Oh, my. She got hit on the arm by, I think, Argyle, who will get the foul, and then Sloniker gave her an extra hip check. Turning into a football game disguised as a basketball game. Saw one of those earlier this week in my son's freshman game out at Coopersville.
Before she shoots, number 34, Sanders comes in with Trine.
Neely free throw deep. Got to knock down those charity tosses. 8:19 left in the fourth. A 4-point Calvin lead. Second is up. Missed that one. Timmer trying to get the board, and that's going to be a foul on Timmer. Good box out by Sander.
Sander's really been key for Trine. She's played a lot of minutes for him, kind of matching Calvin's size. I think she's listed at 6'2". She's been solid down low, guarding Timmer and Dirksey, and rebounding for him as well.
Wagner will leave it off to Argyle. Sander. Looking back door. Nothing there on the cut. Artis got the high screen. Kicks it out to Tate. 10 on the shot clock. Going to the basket. Outside. Wide open three. It's up. Going to be short by Artis. Sander got the board. Put back is good. Got Claire Cassidy in for Calvin. 2-point. Calvin lead. They need a bucket. And a bad pass, and it's a 2-on-1. Look out. Here comes Trine. 3-on-1. All the way to the hole, and a foul on Cassidy. Here comes Cleary back in. Coach Christner would have liked a longer rest for her, but they can't afford to keep her out any longer.
You know, Sydney Cleary really just, even if she's not scoring, she's so good at taking the ball up the court, beating the pressure. She just, you know, a senior, been around forever, starting point guard for 3 years. She knows how to get it done. She knows how to get into your offense, and she's key. Will be key the rest of this fourth quarter.
Good by Artis. A chance to tie. And we'll see at what point Coach Christner decides to bring Harris back in. Second one is deep, though, and a rebound to Timmer. Cleary finds Neely. Tate all over her. Roar to Cleary with 10 on the shot clock. A three by Timmer. It's going to be deep. And ripped down by the Thunder. And here comes Wagner. She's going to go to the basket. Well, she'll pull it out. Double team. Kick to the left side. Tate all the way to the basket. Off the high glass. No. And a rebound to Timmer. The Knights will walk it up. Now here's Neely. See if they can get it inside. Trying to work the two-post game with Roar, and Roar gets the ball, goes to the basket, and got fouled. See if they call that a shooting or a passing foul. I think she was actually trying to dump it off. Yeah, they're going to say passing situation. And I could have seen that called either way. To be fair, I think she was actually trying to pass. But
it's tough to tell. Maybe the foul, maybe made her decide to pass. You know?
Timmer on the inbound. Oh, a layup, missed it. Got her own board. Put back, no good. Unfortunate. Pair of misses there. Here comes Tate. Into the front court. Knights have gone a little cold now from the floor. Handoff to Wagner. Karner on her. Pass to Sander. Working on Timmer. Right block. Goes up. Missed it. And a rebound to Cleary. Comes from the weak side. Rips it down. Knights need a bucket.
5 rebounds for Cleary.
Pass into the post to Roar. Pass to Timmer. She will go to the basket. No. Back to Cleary. Little show and go. Dumps it into Timmer and got fouled by, I think, Wagner.
Yeah, I think she was pinching in really hard there.
It is on Wagner.
Got a little too much Timmer.
Team third, so it'll be another out-of-bounds situation. They got a good look to Timmer in the last one. Just couldn't make the layup. Back in is Sloniker, Katie Sloniker. Sander, after a good shift for the Thunder, checks out. They will lob it up to Karner, and Wagner is all over her, and Wagner stole the ball. She is going to go to the basket and lay it in, and the Thunder lead. The Knights will call, or did Trine call a timeout? I think Trine called a timeout.
Wagner's so good. Fast feet, quick hands. Karner just caught the ball and tried to turn, and she couldn't even turn around. Wagner was right there in her face.
Got to be a lot stronger when Wagner is around. It is 7 unanswered points here for the Thunder. It's 47-41 a moment ago after Karner hit the 3, and now the Thunder have responded with 7 straight points, and they lead it. With 6:12 to go in the fourth quarter. And again, we will see when Harris comes back on. Cleary finds Rohr. Good defending by Tate. Rohr back to Timmer. Neely. Neely's going to try to go to the basket. Got blocked. Good defense by Artis. She cut her off and blocked the shot and came down with the board. Wagner. Right baseline. Little change of direction. Kicks it up top. It's a big three. It's up. In and out by Artis. Rebound though. Actually, that's Artis. It was Argyle who missed the three. I keep getting those two mixed up, and a steal by Karner. A big one all the way to the hole. Lays it up and in.
Alyssa Karner, we've seen her do that more often than not. She got stripped by Wagner her previous time she got the ball, and that time she's giving it right back to Trine.
49-48, Wagner.
Looks like Leah Harris is going to check in.
Yep. Argyle working with Artis. Tate gets a screen from Sloniker. Ball reversing around. Under 10 on the shot clock. Wagner. Nice pass to Sloniker. Goes to the basket. Far corner. Thunder. From way up top. Good! Oh my! Argyle at the buzzer from about 24. That's a big bucket.
That was a huge bucket by Argyle right there. It's top of the key, end of the shot clock.
It was good defense by the Knights. Just great execution by the Thunder under pressure. We got an offensive foul underneath on Timmer.
Trying to get some momentum here.
Harris and Dirksey coming back on. We're going to have a timeout taken by Calvin. With 4:19 to go. The Knights down 2.
Amazing to see what Harris's defensive assignment is going to be. Playing with 4 fouls. You probably don't want her on Wagner or anybody like that, but she's a great defender too. So you want her to be able to use her defensive ability.
Well,
interesting to see how they balance that out.
She's another ball handler. She hasn't been in the game for a while, so you just wonder about, how in tune she's going to be in if she's pumping up jump shots.
Yep.
I would think she's one of those options to get the ball to the basket.
Yep.
I'm just watching the replay on that three a moment ago by Argyle, and boy, that was deep.
It was. Look, there's about 3 players on Trine that could have taken that shot, in the last couple seconds of the shot clock, but they made the extra pass and got the best look they could. And Argyle knocked it down. Clutch.
All right, crunch time, 4:19 to go here. Trine basketball, and they're up 2. And Wagner's been awfully good again for the Thunder, has the basketball. Hand off to Artis. And now Sanders back into the game. Missed that in the last timeout, her coming in. Wagner, defended by Neely, picks up the dribble. Hand off to Artis, all the way to the basket, laid it up and in. Knights got spread out. No one underneath the basket. Timmer's out of the game right now, and it's a 4-point Trine lead.
Cleary just a little bit slow coming around that screen. You wonder if maybe she's getting a little tired. She's been playing a lot of minutes in this game.
It's been a 13-2 Trine run here in the fourth quarter. It was 47-41. Now it's 53-49 Trine. Knights need a basket. Neely, defended by Wagner. Here is Neely, flips it up and in with about 3 on the shot clock. 2-point game, 53-51. 3 minutes, 15 seconds left in this one. Wagner, defended by Neely. Hand off to Artis. Swings around the center. Pass into the post to Tate. Left-handed shot blocked by Dirksey, out of bounds with 10 on the shot clock. 3:01 on the game clock. Timmer in.
Textbook post defense there by Dirksey. Just kind of stay in front of your opponent. Just stay vertical and just use your length, size advantage, and just swat that out of bounds.
So Dirksey checks out. A lob into Argyle. 8 on the shot clock. Backdoor feed to Wagner. Pulls up from 12. Good. Oh, my. That's a big-time play. She elevates on the shot there, and it's tough to block.
She gets so much elevation on that jump shot. That's a big reason why she can get it up over
just a great athlete.
Bigger players. And oh, yeah, she's the real deal.
Timmer into Rohr. Rohr goes up and fouled inside by Argyle. 55-51 with 2:35 to go.
We talked about Calvin foul trouble, but Argyle now was 4. So that's something to watch too in these last 2.5 minutes.
A couple of big free throws for Rianne Rohr. Speaking of athletes, tremendous athlete herself. Said it before, but say it again. State champ in the shot and the disc. She'll be throwing for the Calvin track and field team this spring. Free throw good. Out of Ludington High School. 2:35 to go. Made them both. Those are big. 55-53. Dirksey on for Rohr. And Wagner to push it up the floor. All the way to the basket. Got picked up. Tate. Looking for someone to pass to. Trine running the weave. Wagner, wide open 3 from the top. Good. My goodness, has she been good down the stretch.
She is money. She can score from everywhere. She can score whenever she wants.
She was off early in the game from the outside.
She was,
She has nailed her last couple attempts from deep. Pass to Dirksey. Back to Cleary. Right baseline, got fouled. I think that will be Artis will be called for the foul.
Might have called it on Sanner.
And
that might be her 5th, I think.
Yeah, and that's the 5th team foul on Trine. So it'll be a free throw situation for Cleary. Knights need them both. 24 points right now for Wagner. She is 9 of 16 from the floor with 5 boards. 2 steals. Ooh, Cleary missed that first free throw. She's got 12 right now. All from 3-point range. She's got 4 3-pointers. Made the second 4-point game at 58-54. Timeout. It's going to be taken by Calvin. A 30-second timeout with 1:53 left in the 4th quarter. Knights are going to talk this one over. And remember, once you get inside the last minute in women's basketball, a timeout will advance the ball down the floor. We'll see if that comes into play at some juncture.
That could be huge with the, if Trine were to go to a press with their aggressive defense. Calvin using that timeout to advance the ball might be huge for them. Inbounding the ball or getting up the court.
Trine has had 8 players play. All 8 have scored at least 2 points or more. Led by Wagner with the 24. Calvin led by Cleary with 13. Timmer has 12. The Knights also have 8 in the scorebook. Pretty balanced attack for the Knights. Got Harris and Karner with 8. To go with the 13 by Cleary and 12 by Timmer. Wagner with it. Got the high screen. 4-point Trine lead. It's Argyle who will give it over to Wagner. Neely trying to defend her. Might have had a moving screen on Trine. Pass over to Tate. Almost lost the ball. She did lose the ball. Cleary. Looking for Timmer inside. Got double team to Harris. Kick to Neely. Looking inside again for Timmer. 3, it's on the way. Short. Thought that might go down by Cleary. It's a pretty good look. Caught it quick. Got it off clean. The Thunder get the board. Wagner. Knights really needed that 3.
They did. They need to apply some pressure on defense now, trying to get the ball back.
We're going to have a foul on Cleary. And that's going to reset the shot clock, and that's only the 4th on the Knights. It was under 20 on the shot clock. We'll bring Karner on. That is the 4th foul on, 3rd foul on Cleary. And a timeout on the floor at 52.9 seconds left. 58-54. Trine has it. 20 on the shot clock, 52 on the game clock.
You know Calvin's going to need a big shot one of these possessions. You wonder where it's going to come from. It could be Cleary. Is it going to be Harris? Neely or even Timmer down low. Interesting to see what Trine gives Calvin if they keep playing the post the same way they have. And if that happens, they might have an open 3. So we'll see how Trine plays it. See what happens here in this last minute. It'll be interesting.
Looking at the team stats, 41 boards for the Knights, 38 for Trine. But some of those offensive boards that the Knights are getting in bushel pulls early have dried up as Trine has scrapped for those rebounds, much more so in the 4th quarter. Again, it was a 47-41 Calvin advantage, and Trine went on a 13-2 scoring run. And that allowed Trine to get into the lead, and they have held it. The Thunder are trying to keep pace with Hope. Now, Hope has the tiebreaker on Trine for the top seed based on the better second half record in the league schedule. But Trine trying to at least put themselves in a position to at least get a share of the title. Or if Hope were to slip up, maybe move past them. Wouldn't put high odds on Hope slipping up. I think they got Olivet today and Kalamazoo next week. .12 on the shot clock. Tate. Long 3. It's going to be deep. And a battle for the board, and it's going to be off of Calvin. Unfortunate. Argyle missed the 3. Battle for the board, and Calvin deflected it out of bounds.
What hustle by Michaela Artis there, getting in there. Not the biggest player on the court, but she forced that, really. She didn't end up with it, but she forced that.
Yeah,
huge play.
One thing I would say about Trine is they are relentless. If you're going to beat them, you got to earn it.
You can't take any plays off.
You cannot take a play off. No, you can't. The plays where the Knights have maybe relaxed for just a little bit, it's been a steal or a bucket. And the Knights are trying to chase right now with 21.6 seconds left. And the Thunder will go to the line. I think that's Tate. See how many timeouts. Looking up at the board. Calvin's got 2 timeouts left. Missed the first. So I think the Knights, if they could get a board here, could call a timeout and advance it down the floor.
Get the rebound.
Yeah, it looks like they got 2 timeouts remaining.
Missed it, and the Knights will get it and get a timeout with 20.3 seconds left.
Free throws for Trine really have hurt them in this game. They're not, if they were not getting the free throw, this game wouldn't be so close.
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah, Trine 13 for 24 now from the free throw line. So they've had their chances, just leaving points out there, easy ones.
About 54% from the charity stripe is Trine. Well, we expected a hard-fought matchup, and that is exactly what we have gotten. And right now, Trine's been the team that's come up with the plays down the stretch, and that's why they lead. But still some time left in this one. 20.3 seconds to be exact, and Calvin will have the ball in front of their bench here, but they need a basket fairly quick. They'll need either a turnover or a foul. But remember, they can get a bucket. And maybe get a Trine, a foul situation. If you get the ball back, you can call a timeout and advance the ball down the floor one more time.
Yeah, and plenty of time for a lot to happen. A timeout for Calvin yet. Only a 4-point game, 2 possessions. You don't need a 3 here. You can go for a quick 2 as long as you get something. Worth noting that Harris and Neely both have 4 fouls, so if a foul occurs for Calvin,
here's Timmer.
Those players
going to hand it off to Harris. He's going to try to get to the basket, floats it up, missed it. Battle for the board. Harris has it, goes up, wild shot, missed it. Rohr missed an easy one, and Trine has the ball, and they are going to bring it up the floor in a foul with 5.1 seconds left. A couple of shots in close by Calvin. They didn't go down, and that's kind of been the story of the last 6-7 minutes. The Knights have misfired, and Trine has cleaned up the boards.
Yeah, you couldn't really ask for much better looks there for Calvin. Harris getting in the lane, shooting a little floater, and then Rohr really was a layup, contested, but a layup nonetheless, and just unable to get it to go.
Free throw by Artis. It's good. It'll be 16 straight wins by Trine over Calvin. Timmer has the board. They'll bring it up the floor, intercepted by Slonaker, and that will do it as Trine with a huge win at Benoit Arena, defeating Calvin 59-54. It keeps Trine in a share of first place in the MIAA standings with hope. And Calvin will fall back to 10-4, and depending on what Albion does today, it could be Calvin and Albion tied for third, and the Knights have to go to Albion a week from today, which could determine who's the number 3 seed and who's the number 4 seed. It almost for sure means that Calvin will have to play a first-round game now. On Tuesday, I think that's February 20 or 21, and then have to go on the road to the semifinals if they were to win a first-round game. Right now, Hope in the driver's seat for the top seed. Trine, I think, has clinched at least one of the top 2 seeds in a first-round bye for the MIAA tournament. So the way it would shake out right now is you'd have Hope as the number 1 seed, Trine as the 2 seed, and I think Calvin actually, as it sits right now, would have the 3 seed, and Albion would be the 4 seed, but still games to be played. Calvin will play next Wednesday at Kalamazoo, and then next Saturday at Albion. So Jake, that's a tough pill to swallow if you're Calvin. They played hard.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a great performance by Trine. I mean, they were, the really good team, right? A great game. One of these teams are going to lose and not be happy about it, right? Just, unfortunate for Calvin, it was them, but Trine played so well. Really, the Sydney Wagner show. I mean, she had 24 points, and she could have had a lot more. She knocked down her free throws. She was 4-10, but not great game nonetheless. She had 5 rebounds to go with it. And then Michaela Artis had a great game as well, forcing pressure and pushing the pace. And then Hines also was 7 points for Trine. And then for Calvin, it was clear he was 13 points. She was 4 of 10 from the 3-point line. And Gary Timmer was 12, consistently in double digits. So, yeah, tough loss for Calvin, but there's some good things, some bad things, some things to work on. But it's a good game for Calvin to get used to that pressure, that kind of almost like a playoff atmosphere it felt like tonight.
Well, potentially those 2 teams could play again. Yep. It would probably be in the league tournament semifinals most likely. Potentially on a neutral floor, but the Knights would have to win a first-round tournament game, and we'll see where Trine ends up in the final MIAA tournament seedings. Trine could still mathematically get the top seed, but they would need a little help with Hope dropping a game, and I would say Hope's a pretty decided favorite in their remaining couple of games here in the regular season. Quickly looking at the statistics here. We got them in front of us. Again, the finals, Trine 59, Kelvin 54. Wagner, as you mentioned, Jake, had 24 points. You got 8 for Artis, 7 for Hines, 6 for Katie Slonaker, 2 for Sophie Slonaker, 3 for Alyssa Argyle, 3 for Abby Sanner. For Kelvin, 13 for Sydney Cleary, 12 for Gabby Timmer, also had 12 boards. That's her 52nd career double-double. 8 apiece for Leah Harris and Alyssa Karner. You got 2 for Sophie Sensenig, 4 for Val Dirksey, and 5 for Rhiann Rohr. Free throw shooting, Kelvin a 6 of 11. Trine got to the line 26 times, hit only 14, but they outscored Kelvin, Jake, by 8 points at the charity strikes. They hit enough to get them to where they needed to get to.
Yeah, it was points by volume is what it was from the free throw line for the Trine, and getting Kelvin that foul trouble. Harris having to sit for a lot of the fourth quarter was big too for Trine, and tough for Kelvin.
So the Knights, record-wise, will dip to 18-5, and they'll be a big favorite at Kalamazoo on Wednesday, but then they'll really have a tussle next Saturday at Albion. That'll be a very tough matchup for the Knights, so we'll see what happens there. But again, Trine wins that one 59-54. So, I'll tell you what, let's keep it right here. We'll turn the mics off, but Jake, why don't you just plan on doing the color here for this next game?
Yeah, sounds good. It'll be a great one. Great game.
Just keep him here because you got to do all the halftime stuff. Yeah.